Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Monday. I hope everything looks good so far. Sometimes when it's rainy, the internet isn't the best, but this is, I'm really grateful to have this space and to be here with you. My hair's been all over the place. I've been up for many hours. I've been up since like four or something, maybe earlier than that. But as I was sitting in meditation and channeling before signing on for today, I hope you know how loved you are and how just just divinely loved you are. Just without any question. I just hope you know how loved you are and how important you are. I think that we can get caught up in the special word, like we're special, we're different, and we're not all, you know, souls having human experiences. But yeah, I just hope you know how loved you are and how are you doing? Whether it's here live or whether it's, you watch the replay after, how are you doing? Yeah, this new moon doesn't even feel real, does it? Like, I don't know. There's just something about it that makes me think that it's the first new moon after eclipse season. Yeah? Yeah. It's the first new moon after the Virgo new moon eclipse. So it's a great time to plant seeds for what you do want. It's a wonderful time. But I just feel like Libra season kind of flew by. Like didn't, I don't even know where it went. I didn't even know. Like tomorrow's the new moon, and then the 22nd is Scorpio season. So yeah, yeah. But I'm here for that. I think today there's a fun aspect, which is Mercury and Mars, and they're joined together in the sky at 20 degrees Scorpio, right over here. So that'll be active for the new moon tomorrow. And so I wanted to take this live and just focus on the new moon, whether it's we're doing classic manifesting, whether we have this language in any capacity, it's just the perfect time to plant seeds for what we do want. And if we think of every single thought that we have as a mental seed in our garden, we'd probably be a little bit more aware of what it is that we're thinking. I said in my email, I send out a weekly email, or I attempt to send out a weekly email. Doesn't always happen, but they come out on Thursdays. If you head over to my website, there'll be a pop up. You can sign up for my emails. But it really talks about how if you have to do something on a new moon that you don't like doing, that like it's your perfect life, instead of letting that get you down, just think about what your perfect day, what that's going to be like. What is it going to be like when everything's tended to and you figured everything out and everything is just exactly as it's meant to be? Yeah. What would you be doing then? And daydream about what leisure is and what fun is and what enjoyment is and what does time freedom and location freedom and any sort of freedom mean to you. So it doesn't have to be so woo. It can be just thinking beautiful thoughts, beautiful future thinking thoughts. And with this falling, and this is the general wheel behind me, starts in Aries and goes all the way around over to Pisces. But in the general wheel, this is about relationships. This is about the other. If Aries is I am, this is kind of we are. Libra is we are. We can also be a little bit indecisive in this season or a little bit obsessed with finding balance, a few different things that kind of come through. It could be really depending on the day or depending on the time. So, what I would do if you're not sure what you want, if you're not sure, if you're like, I don't know if I want this or if I want this, I want this, I want this, what do you want that's like go above it or around it or below it is kind of what I say. Whereas you're not sure the person that you want to be with, I'm in a healthy, loving, divine partnership. Or my soul match is looking for me, whatever those languages are. Or everyone that I'm surrounded by is honest and trustworthy, and all the people in my life that I keep closest to me have my best interest in mind. These are good, scripting type things, mantras you can utilize. Or, I am in the best job, or I get paid beautifully and treated appropriately for the work that I do in this world. Any of that, any of that. So I really ask you, lean into this. There's a lot to this energy right now that sometimes it can feel very, I don't want to say overwhelming, but I did my all signs readings for Scorpio season. It's in any of my membership groups. I'm doing a sale, actually. I'm doing a discount. Let me post that in for 2 of my membership tiers. I'll send that in there for the paradigm shift, as well as, come on, you can do it. It's not working. Okay. Send. Oh, too many. Sorry. Didn't know there was a max letters that you could use. Okay. Come on. Technology center. You got that. Okay. Now that. There. Okay. Beautiful. So one thing that I noticed in the Scorpio season all signs readings was that certain people are just in it right now. And it doesn't mean that it's bad. It just means that it's very deep. Aries placements are in a very, very deep space right now. I think that there's a few signs that are kind of on the tail end of that are processing a little bit of boredom, but it's kind of like it was Leo, the Leo placements, and maybe this will resonate, maybe not. Please use your discernment. This isn't me projecting onto you. This is just an offering. But allowing yourself to say, I'm not going to follow every single transit. Like I really recommended for Leo placements, like don't feel like you have to swan dive into every single transit or utilize the Mercury, utilize the Mars, or utilize Venus shifting signs. There's a lot shifting. We talked in Libra season about how it's like very clean and there's only a few key dates to look at. And Scorpio season is like, nope, there's a lot happening here. So I have a video that's posting tomorrow about, being at threshold moments. And then at the other side of it, we talk about Scorpio season and some key dates for sure. But for today and tomorrow, really focusing on you can utilize this Mars Mercury conjunction in Scorpio. Again, it's at 20 degrees, which is potent. It's kind of like make it count. Say what it is that you want. Speak your truth. Your verbal side, Mercury, is going to have a little bit more of a punch. I mean, Mercury in Scorpio in and of itself, but Mars in Scorpio conjunct, it's like you got something to say, you're going to say it. And also finding why you're saying what it is that you want to say. Are you saying to add something to the group? Are you saying something to defend a belief system of yours that you have, to explain yourself a little bit? Like really ask yourself, like, why is it that you're saying what it is that you want to say? And definitely look to where 20 degrees of Scorpio falls in your chart, what's really happening there. There's a key aspect, and I talk about it in the video that's posting tomorrow, which is Jupiter and Saturn in this like wide trine. They're in this beautiful dance. You can utilize this energy for the new moon tomorrow. Jupiter's going to be at 24 degrees Cancer and Saturn is going to be at 26 degrees Pisces retrograde. You can use this energy. And, if you follow my posts in the community tab, you know that we've been following like the opening sextile, the opening square that happened last week of the sun and Jupiter. The trine that we get of the sun and Jupiter is a grand water trine with Saturn. Like it's potent, utilizable, beautiful flowing energy, but it's like Saturn's preventing anything from happening right now that's not good morning, Megan. It's so good to see you. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. It just feels like Saturn is preventing anything from happening that is not of your highest timeline, that is not sustainable, and is asking you to look into like the absolute depths of wherever Pisces falls in your chart, or even just like your soul purpose, if you want to just use the general astrological wheel. But your soul purpose, this is healings, closures, and coming home. Like, show of hands, who has been experiencing endings upon endings upon endings upon closures upon closures upon closures? Like, doors are all closing, windows are closing up shop, all different things, timelines are collapsing, all this different stuff. And it's just a powerful way to recognize that, what goes down must come up, what comes up must, or what goes up must come down. There is an up and a down and a side to side. Megan, I feel you. I feel you. It's like that. This trine is super activating your chart now that my tism just showed, but I'm just looking at like that grand water trine with, and there's a few dates that it makes exactitude. So on the 28th, 29th of this month, Mars is going to hit this grand trine with Jupiter and Saturn. And then it's on the 17th of November where the sun makes that grand water trine. And Jupiter will be retrograde by that point. I have a whole video tomorrow that I'm talking about some aspects and key dates, but also something that I talk about in tomorrow's video, a bit of a threshold moment. It feels like we're being asked, like we're standing at this gate, this invisible baby gate, and it's like, are you going to keep going forward? Do you want to even keep going forward? And be honest with yourself. Like this is not like you have to if you're weak or you're not. Like I share a personal experience in the video tomorrow where there's been two very potent times in my YouTube career, and this was one of them where I literally sat back and I was like, do you want to stop? Do you want to stop being a public, like you don't have to do this? And it was a threshold moment that I really took my time to honor and I really sat with. And I was like, if you continue, you're going to expect more of this. This is going to be like, this is your life. This is what you're stepping into. And you have to really love what it is that you do. And so I share vulnerably, and it really, there's a few different things that came from it, but I will let that video speak for itself and we will talk more about that. But for this new moon, where is this falling in your chart? What I love about the next few new moon cycles leading us into 2026 is that the new moon is falling at 28 degrees of its sign, but also like the day before or a few days before the next season starts. So you can literally plant your new moon seeds in 28 degrees of Libra, of late Libra, for the entirety of Scorpio season. And then we're going to have our next new moon, which is going to be in Scorpio at 28 degrees, the day before we start Sag season. So I just really love that it just feels like a beautiful, not like synchronicity, but just this availability of how can you bring some balanced scales into Scorpio season? How can you bring, people always say that the 29th degree or the 28th, 29th degree is like the critical degree or the crisis degree or like the shadow side of the sign. What if we decided to take some of the most evolved versions of Libra? What are the most evolved aspects of Libra and bring them into Scorpio season? Or even what are some of like the positive sides of being a little bit unbalanced? Like to be able to just say like, I have to speak my truth, or I'm not even going to bother defending myself here because it's not worth it, or I'm just going to walk away. Like there are many components to integrating our shadow and falling in love with our shadow. Good morning, Mason. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. That we're worthy of. It's not always easy and it can sometimes be terrifying, but it's so worth it. It is so, so worth it to integrate our shadow, get to know our mirror self, fall in love with ourselves, but really like, yeah, learning how to feel maybe a little bit balanced in an unbalanced, deep, dark, mysterious season. So yeah, the Mercury Mars conjunction, I wrote, yeah, make it loud. And then I was like, say it out loud. And it was when I was heavily in my Twilight moment. And it was just, that was a Twilight quote if you didn't know that. And, we have the big aspects that are still happening here. Pluto's now direct. Neptune is right on the 0 point. Uranus is on its 0 point. That's going to be there. That's going to be there. And what's so interesting to me is that we can sometimes, like, we're so in Pluto and Aquarius now. Remember when we feared it? Remember when we were so worried about Uranus going into Gemini? Remember when we were like, oh my God, what's going to happen with Neptune going into Aries? Remember when we feared that? Remember when we were like scared? Yeah. And now we're like, whatever, whatever. That's daily life now. That's just daily life. Yeah. Like, we're kind of doing awesome. I just want to really say, and for everyone who's in the chat now and everyone who's here, like that was the first thing that came through in meditation when I was sitting down to ground was just know how loved you are. Just know how loved you are exactly as you are, without having to prove yourself, without having to figure anything out, without ever having like anything. Yeah. What if you were just worthy and you just kept reminding yourself of that? Like that's an option. That's so an option. I'm integrating this as well. I'm speaking to my own face, so I get it. I'm integrating these messages and all of these downloads as well. So this is, yeah. And it's just like I'm hearing like not with the Mars and the Mercury. It's like I'm hearing like don't panic. Like just be with what comes up. Like when emotion comes up or a feeling comes up or a thought comes up, just breathe into it. So, okay, I'm experiencing this right now. This is coming up in this moment. I'm feeling this. What's underneath that? What is the real fear? What is the real emotion that I need to sit with? Is it, a little bit of I'm not where I thought I should be, or this is coming up, or I want this, or like, or they don't see me, or they don't know me. This is so much to do with relationships right now, so much to do with relationships. So, really asking yourself, like, just be with that. Do you know yourself? Do you understand yourself? Are you good with you? And sink into that vibration, sink into that feeling of, I've got me. I've got me, and the God, universe, source, spirit of my understanding has got me. And so it's very, yeah, it was interesting. It came up for, I think it was Aries, the Venus and Libra reading, Aries placements, or wherever Aries falls in your chart. This new moon, my rising sign Cancer is in the fourth house. So right at home, it feels like things are finally balancing out of this hectic Libra season. Mason, that is huge. That is so beautiful. I'm so excited for you. Oh, it's nice to be able to land on the other side of things and just be like, oh, great. Yes. Libra season, like really, it hit hard. It hit harder than I feel like it just kind of flew by, but it packed a wallet for sure. It packed a wallet, and it was, for me, Libra runs my 12th house. And so I had some big conversations come up. Like the day that the sun went into my 12th house, Saturn perfectly squared my natal Uranus. And I had like a big conversation that I needed to have. And it was like, oh, oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. The astrology is pretty cliche right now. It's pretty like, yeah. And let me know, is that how it's feeling for you? That when you look at your chart, you're like, that's exactly what I'm going through. Yes, that is exactly, exactly, exactly what I'm going through. And it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. I sometimes personally don't know what to do for new moons in the 12th house. Like I don't like it. I get so introverted and like just reflective and just like very pensive, like even more so. I'm just like it's raining. I'm not going to leave the house for 8 days, and which is healthy. And yeah, I have left the house. I have left the house, but it's very much, I really go inward when the sun is in my 12th house, and thank God it's a really short season. So, but once the sun gets to between 9 and 12 degrees of Scorpio, that's my Pluto and ascendant sign, and it's like, what you got? Like it's just, there's never, I don't fear it anymore. Just like I don't fear 8th house transits, which is like what Scorpio season is on the general wheel. I used to just give it so much power that it would buckle me. Now I'm just like, oh, this is for me. This isn't happening to me. This is happening for me. My 8th house is Gemini. So I know Gemini season can be so like, oh yeah, we're having a good time. Or for me, like I just want to leave the party. I just wanna go home. I just wanna go home. But I try my best not to sit out the transits. But this one, yeah, I'm not really sure how I'm gonna work with it tomorrow, and just keeping my thoughts high and on my future for always, every single time I have a new moon. But every once in a while, I don't do a script, and I just kinda let God and my higher self just be like, "Yeah, just take me to where it is that I need to go, or even surprise me, show me something that reminds me that I'm, not alone in this. Like show me a miracle, show me a fun little miracle." And yeah, but I ask, how are you working with this new moon? What are you up to tomorrow? How are you excited for Scorpio season? Like what has been alive most for you right now? It feels like it's been a lifetime since we talked last. Like it feels like Pluto going direct and Venus going to Libra was years ago. It feels like Libra season started like yesterday. I don't even know. Libra is also in my fourth house. Everything is making sense right now. Yes, Mason. Yes. Yes. That makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense. And it's just so it's just so lovely. Like it gives me the validation sometimes to be like, oh, okay, okay, we're good. We're right on track. We're right on time. And preparation for, yeah, the sun going into my first house, which is exciting. Mars is opposing my natal Mars right now, and Mercury in the mix. I'm just like, I don't, I don't know. I don't know. It's probably why I've been up since like 3 o'clock this morning, but I'm not really sure. We shall see. We shall see. But I feel after this, I get to relax and hang out with Sybil and just enjoy the rain. I love a good rainy day. I just absolutely love a good rainy day. But oh yeah, Mason, you must be enjoying. When the sun transits my fourth house, I'm like, I'm good. Like I just want to paint a wall or something, or just like redecorate. Like I'm good. I'm good at home. Yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time. Yeah, I'm curious what's new with all of you. And that's, yeah, I think the aspects of Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, again, we're just like so used to that right now. We're just so used to it. I'm loving the fact that we'll talk just briefly about the first day of Scorpio season because Neptune goes into Pisces, retrogrades back into Pisces the same day that the sun goes into Scorpio. And because the new moon is in Libra, just for the first day, we're going to have the sun, moon, Mars, Mercury, and Lilith all over here. We're going to have Neptune, the North Node, and Saturn all over here. We have Uranus and Gemini. Basically, everything is in water and air. Everything. I mean, the only fire in the sky is Chiron and Aries, retrograde, and the only earth is the South Node in Virgo. Like, what in the world is that? What in the world is happening here? So I'm jazzed about it. I'm really excited. I think that there's going to be, the image that I got when I was doing the all signs reading, like the introduction for Scorpio season was like, you're just like out on a boat. I haven't been on a boat in a long time. Oh my God. I'm sorry, but just like the boat, okay. You're out on a boat and like it's like there's white caps and I don't know if everybody gets this, but like I said, I haven't been on a boat in years. I don't know why we're talking about boats, but it's for someone, you know who you are. It's like the waves are splashing, your hair is everywhere, it's all disarray, you're out in the water and it's just like, oh, this is nice. You feel like you're flying. It's wonderful. That's kind of what this energy feels like when I really tapped into like what all water and air would feel like. But I mean, again, the moon will eventually go into Sagittarius. Mercury will eventually go into Sagittarius. Uranus is going to retrograde back into Taurus for this season. We've got a lot on. We've got a lot on. And so when there's no real Earth in the sky, save the South Node in Virgo, which really isn't, I mean, we can work with it, obviously, but I would say grounding is going to be one of the best ways to really offset all of this energy and asking yourself before communicating, why am I saying what I'm about to say? Why am I showing up? Is it okay if I don't speak? Is it okay if I just sit back right now? What am I here for? What is Mercury and Mars conjunct in Scorpio energy trying to teach you? And how can we really work with that? So yeah, I think it's a good dude, dude, right? I just thought of you the second I said it. I was like, oh my God, boats. There's no reason for me to talk. That was for you. That was so for you, Mason. Uh, we all have those little things. And this is something that I want to share that in the video that I recorded this morning is posted tomorrow, but I want it to be like smashed in is that someone out there could benefit from rebranding channeling. Whereas it's not just me that's a channeler. We're all channeling in some capacity. How does the universe, the God of your understanding, communicate with you? And I feel like some of you could really benefit, or someone out there could benefit for just being like, I'm receiving messages. Like we can see 1111 so many times that we're like, oh, it's just an angel. It's like, it's an angel. That's an angel number talking to you. That's a big deal. Or, oh, a crow just flew with me for the past 5 minutes. Like, these are big deals. Boats remind me of my moon sign Sag and having my rising be Cancer, all just water and exploration. Amazing. That is so extraordinary. I love that. That is so beautiful. You just wrote that like a song. That was just so lovely. Oh my goodness. Sag moon. So much fun. So much fun. This is coming from a cat moon, so I'm not projecting that onto you. I know I had asked once about what having a Sag moon is like during an all signs reading, and someone had shared, I forget who it was. They're like, "Yeah, it's like being at a party and it never ends, and I don't know how to turn it off, and it just keeps going." And it's like my cat moon was like, "Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot." Mutable fire in and of itself. That's nice. That's nice. Yeah. The only Sag I have in my chart, I have Saturn and Uranus and Sag in my second house. Neptune's in Cap in my second house as well. So it's an interesting Saturn and Sag is it's this face pretty much. It's this face, but we make do. Late 80s babies, we make do. Oh, early 80s babies. Early 80s babies. And I don't have the exact time period of this or the dates of this, but check your natal Pluto. This new moon is falling directly on top of the natal Pluto of some early 80s babies. And so just like definitely, definitely spend some time working with that. Definitely spend some time working with that. But this week is, I want to say it's gentle, a new moon tomorrow, and then Scorpio season with Neptune retrograding back into Pisces. I think the best way to work with Neptune just by itself is like where are you lying to yourself? Kind of. Where are you lying to yourself? Neptune in Pisces is beautiful. You know, Pisces is run by Neptune and Jupiter. It's like it's lovely, but it can also be delusional, illusioned, disillusioned. There's so many different components to this, and Neptune is our Poseidon in the sky. And so this is a lot to do with grounding. This is a lot to do with mental health. This has a lot to do with like creative expression, and art is definitely the healthy side of it. But really ask yourself, like, where am I lying to myself? Yeah, these are I forget where it came up. It was again probably for Leo in no. But I want us to look at, let me rephrase. What if we looked at Saturn, Neptune, and Uranus as personal planets? And they weren't these like slow moving like tankers, but like what is the thing that Neptune retrograding back into Pisces wants to teach you? What do like it's only dipping into, I think it only stays at 29 degrees. Don't quote me on that. It might go, no, Uranus goes to 27. I honestly think that it only stays at 29 degrees, then goes direct. And then eventually in February, I can check this. Yep, it goes. My calendar's right here. I can check this. So in Eastern Standard Time on the 10th of December, Neptune goes direct in 29 degrees of Pisces. So it is. Only this 1 degree. And then where is it? Neptune's going to enter Aries fully on the 26th of January, 2026. And then Saturn and Neptune are going to conjunct in Aries on the 20th of February, 2026. Like that is the fresh start. They've been dancing around each other, but yeah, this is the last little bit in our lifetime of Neptune at 29 degrees of Pisces, or just in Pisces at all. What do you want to take from that? You know? There's an interesting image that's coming to my mind. It's like you're going to a house that you're never going to see again. Like maybe it's like your grandparents' house or your ancestors' house, and you're just walking around. It's like this museum, and it's kind of like the room of requirements, if you will. And it's just, hey Casey, good morning, good morning. And like, what would you take from that? Like, what would you take with you if you could take one thing from Neptune and Pisces? What would it be? What would like what? Where is Pisces in your chart? What component to this transit are you going to spend from now until January just completing but also celebrating at the same time? It's kind of like a Pluto transit. Like when it's over, it's over. It's over. But it can yeah, Pluto kind of does the Phoenix thing. Something dies and doesn't come back, but Neptune wants it to be something creative and expressive and lovely. So where is 29 degrees of Pisces in your chart? You can look at the entirety of Pisces if it's spanned over a few different houses, maybe, but really ask yourself, like, what do I want to take from this transit and let it be fully integrated? Pisces is in, it's a huge chunk of my fourth house. My fourth house, my IC starts in 22 degrees of Aquarius. My Venus is in there, and then Pisces has my Mercury, and then my fifth house also starts in Pisces energy. So it's staying in my fifth house of play and creative expression and joy. And I think for me, making sure that I integrate joy and creative expression in my content, in what I do. I think I noticed for a while, and I've said this before, that like my default can sometimes go into teaching mode, and I haven't been sharing as much of my own life or my own side. My video tomorrow talks about that, so I'm not gonna, I was nervous to record it, but it's just like I want to share with you who I am and like what's alive for me, and not always feel like I have to be teaching, but just show up and express myself and be here. Yes. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So I think that's what I would take mostly from it, is to really remind myself to romanticize my whole life, and not just when things are going well, but when things are just things. When life is just life. We don't have to be productive all the time. I don't like it's yeah. And also, I've moved so many times in this transit, and I have to just surrender to the fact that that's the way that things are right now, and I just trust it and just not get super duper attached to the home, and it'll find me. It'll find me, but even then, it's like it'll find me. It'll find me. It's a wound. It is a wound that's still open. So thank you for holding me. Thank you for holding me. But where's 29 degrees of Pisces in your chart? What do you feel like you want to take with you and put into your suitcase? My Venus and ninth house are in Pisces. That's beautiful. This is beautiful. So this is happening in your ninth house. This is big thinking, Mason. This really tracks and makes a lot of sense for, oh my goodness. Yeah. That's beautiful. That is so, so beautiful. Pisces is also in my ninth house. Casey, oh my goodness, I love this for both of you. That is lovely. Venus in Pisces, that is beautiful. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That sounds delightful. That's like music must just take you places. Like just like, oh my goodness. I would just wanna go to listen to street performers with you and just hang out and just, like, have coffee at, like, one of those, like, outside cafes, and just, like, let, like, a violinist just or a saxophone player just, like, take us away. I would, just oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Whew. That's beautiful. And remind yourself that, Rachel, it is so good to see you. Rebrand channeling. You're all channelers. If you don't know that already, you're all channeling. Every single one of you. If I'm a vibrational match to you, you're all channeling. That's it. I don't want to hear anything about it. You're a channeler. So, however you want to label that is your own. However you want to label, I'm getting a download. I'm receiving this message. Went to talk to I went into prayer and I received this. I communicate with angels. I communicate with the birds. I pull tarot cards. I do any of this. But like you're receiving messages from beyond the veil. It's so that is an offering to you. That is an offering to you. You're all channelers. You're all doing this. This is not something, it's finding ways to be grounded and practical within it. That's what I love to teach. How many times have we seen people that have come into this chat that are like, my third eye just blasted open. What do I do? I want to make sure that you feel safe and grounded to be able to receive the messages and to know how to discern, to know how to discern. But right now, I feel like we're all going to, especially with the North Node in Pisces, Saturn in Pisces, Neptune in Pisces, finding ways to make it safe and beautiful and lovely and wonderful, and be open to receive. I don't even want to say more, or to be open to receive them regularly. Be open to receive your version of divine guidance on a day-to-day basis. Just like you would have a buddy that would text you and say like, "Hey, you got food in your teeth." Sometimes the divine of your understanding, the God of your understanding is like, "Hey, don't go down that corridor. Don't do that. Just go this way." And it's like, "Oh, okay. I can do that. I can do that." There's there's been a few moments in the past few weeks that I've had like a single crow flying with me, whether like I'm driving to the gym or I'm just going for a drive to just clear my head, and a single crow just been flying with me. And it was really a reminder that although we can get, I don't even want to use the term lonely, we can feel alone. We can feel alone when it's an angel number or when it's a song or when it's not a person. We can feel alone in it and we can kind of get in our heads like, what is this? 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 And sometimes the simple messages, like birds, I love bird messages so much, or animal messages. Sometimes, and I know this is gross, but sometimes it's like roadkill can be like the message that I needed to hear where I'm like, oh, yeah, the crows are squawking out there. I only have a little window open, so I don't know if you could hear them. But it can be a reminder that your community beyond the veil is right there with you in that moment. They're listening to the words that you're saying. They're listening to your prayers. Yeah. The bird energy is so potent and so powerful and just so like right there available to us. It's right there. And it's wonderful. Yeah, there was yeah, I tried to record a video of it, but every time I like tried to open the window, they all moved. But the other day, this was like a month or so ago, maybe two, there was two hawks and three crows that were just kind of like fighting it out outside my house. And I was like, okay, okay, I see you. I'm aware that you are here. What message are you trying to teach me? Where I live in the world, there's wild turkeys. So sometimes there's like a family of turkeys. I walked into one when I was walking. Oh, I want to find that video and post it because it was so turkey. I think I posted it. But yeah, the bird energy is so beautiful. It's it was so potent, dude. It was so potent. And I was listening because I was like, that's not a crow. Like, what is going on outside? And it was like they were just in this like center cul-de-sac, and it was just this like squaring off of their energy. I was like, okay, okay, okay. And I think what did I process? That was like my higher sight and my day-to-day life kind of like coming or my insight and my seeing things as the hawk's eye versus like making it fun and playful. Like sometimes crow energy can be very trickster energy. And I have a tattoo of a crow as well on me or like a part of one of my scenes. And sometimes it's like, where can you add a little bit of like, don't take it so seriously, Sarah. Ooh, higher perspective, Casey. I love that. Hawks are my spirit animal. They follow me all the time. I love that. I love it really like they're some of the most profound, and let me rephrase that. The most profound bird messages I've ever received have been hawk energy. Without question, since my awakening, there's been a few hawk moments in my lifetime that have been like, go that way, like go that way, do that thing. It was actually I saw a hawk the day back in December of last year that I decided to shift my entire life. I saw a hawk. I was on my way to my shamans and I was like, okay, so something's gonna happen here. Something bigger than maybe I expect is gonna happen here. Might not be just a passive healing or journey. You might have to do some heavier lifting, girl. But it's all for the higher perspective. It's all for the greater good, darling. Yes. Thank you. It's been yeah. And it helps in moments of how do I say? It's not confusion. It's just like in moments of like things aren't moving or things aren't happening. And this is something that came through for Scorpio rising and my all signs reading for Scorpio, as well as Sag and maybe Cancer, I want to say. I can't remember fully, but it's like things are kind of quiet right now. I got 2 dogs instead of 1 because I saw Yep, yep, you made the right decision. You made the right decision. 100%, 100%. Yes, 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 yes. And it's like about there's this pause right now, and it's, the universal 9 year, we've been talking about that, endings, 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 closures, closures, closures. Things are just shutting down, shutting down, shutting down. So it's like we're not building the new house as we're still demolishing the old one. So I understand this and I get this. But then as like I forget sometimes that I'm like past the environment that was like the trauma filled environment. So when I have like a nice relaxing afternoon, I'm like, what, what's up? What's coming? What do I need to process? What is it? What's coming? I'm ready. I'm ready. What's up? What's up? What do I need to deep dive into? And God's like, maybe make a cider, kid. Maybe make a warm apple cider with some cinnamon. You just can't play solitaire. Maybe a new kind of solitaire or something. Maybe don't look into a computer screen because you do that for a living. Maybe put the computer and the phone down. And just kind of be. I'm just takes a few moments. And it still like oscillates every once in a while. I have to like remind myself, like, you're good, you're good, you're good. And there's a phrase that the more you kind of lean into that and lean into like, it's not the environment, it's not me, I'm just good, everything's fine. There's been this new experience that, especially when engaging with others, that I've noticed where like my energy will tell me, like, there's something here in the room, another energy that I can label, that my body has labeled as not safe. And it's not like you're not safe. It's like, I don't feel safe in this energy. But then the more I sink into it, I'm like, oh, but that awareness makes me safe. My awareness tells me, like, don't go that way. There's the thing or the energy that like you don't have to engage with, you don't have to spar with, like you're not on a battlefield right now, Sarah, you're good. But then I just say, oh, I'm safe within myself. I'm safe inside of myself. It's like that three-part process where it's like, okay, maybe I'm not the problem. I'm just aware that there's something in this room that is like what I've labeled as I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe in this environment. I don't feel safe in this moment. But then the more I just sink into my breath and calm my body and just like remind myself and little Sarah that we're like, we're good. We're not, this isn't 1993. We're good. We're good. Everything's fine. And just check in with my inner child, check in with my inner self, and really just say, like, okay, we're good. We're good. I've identified the problem. It's not that you're unsafe. I'm never going to point fingers and be like, you're the problem. You need to fix yourself. No, it's just discernment that that's not a safe vibration for me. And safe, you know what I mean when I say safe. Like, it's just not a vibrational match, or there's something that like I don't want to engage with there. But then afterwards, you're like, I've got me. I'm feeling this way. I don't have to engage with that. I don't have to spar with that. I don't have to insert myself into that in any capacity. I can just be like, okay, that's there. I see that. I see that. I see that. I hope this resonates. I hope this resonates. I kind of went a little bit onto many different things aside from the new moon, but but yeah, I think that life just feels like life right now. Like the astrology, I think post eclipse, it just, again, it feels like Libra season didn't even happen. That this astrology and what we're feeling, this energy outside of us is also being integrated into us. So we're just getting used to these, higher levels of consciousness, the way that we're channeling, the way we receive downloads, the way that we're talking. Good. Okay. Okay. Thank you for saying that. Thank you. I just like to check. I just want to make sure that what I'm offering is something that tastes and smells good. So that's, I like to make this a cozy and satisfying place. The crows. I don't know if you can hear them, but they're just like little background characters. They're so, so good. But yeah, I think when the astrology is so potent, or when things are so potent, or when life is just lifing, we can forget that these new moons are just perfect fertile soil to plant seeds. And we don't have to make it so woo. We don't have to make it so you can just do a little bit of scripting or a little bit of a guided meditation, a little bit of channeling, and just kind of visualizing the perfect life, and then go about the day. Casey, you are delicious as well. Thank you. I received that. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to share this space with you. And it is a dream, darling. Living a life that I recognize. again, in the video that's posting tomorrow, I've been doing this for 5 years. I've had my YouTube for 5, it'll be 6 years next March, and it was a really beautiful question that I had been asked. I was having a chat with a member in my membership group, and she asked me about, because so many of you, so many people that I connect with are public facing people, whether you are your own spiritual entrepreneur, you're in service, or you're a very active mom or a dad, or you're a writer or a creative, an artist of some kind, or you're a spiritual entrepreneur, an entrepreneur. It's public facing, basically. So the majority of people that are drawn to my work, they do work with the public, and they are a leader in their own life. They're creating their own paradigms. And she'd asked me, very, very powerful person. And she was just like, what was your relationship with your higher self and the God of your understanding like before you had your public platform? And, my, like I've told you, I've been pulling cards since I was a girl. And, I had my awakening kind of explode in 2020. I was like, girl, I kind of like left corporate the beginning of March 2020 and started my YouTube on the 20th of March 2020. So it was kind of all public. It was kind of all public. And it was kind of like the question was the push that I needed to talk more about my own personal experiences, my own personal life, and kind of like why, in the past month, like I said, I had a threshold moment. So like I haven't been posting as much in the past month. I've been questioning if what I'm posting is delicious or not, and really kind of getting all wound up in my own head, but in a way that I recognize now from the other side of it that I wasn't getting caught up in my own head. I was at a threshold moment that I had to recognize, if I continue, I'm going to a next level. I'm going to be expanding to the next level. But I took my time in front of that baby gate, and I really sat with it, and I processed, and I looked at my shadow, and I just dove into the dirt of it and all the delicious things that only Scorpio season can bring, but only a Scorpio rising can, like, yeah, speak to, I guess, on the other side, where, or maybe I'm the Scorpio risings are the ones that will call it delicious when you're like, yes, let's dive into this process in the dirt. But Scorpio season is the perfect time to look at your shadow, perfect time to really integrate it. And it's not going to be introduced in a sugar coated cookie way. It's going to be right in your face, right in your face. So just like everything that's been coming up for us lately, it's right in our face. You don't have to question it. Dude, dude, it's thank you for saying that. It's been a very powerful. I'm so grateful for every catalyst and every threshold moment, because it brings us all to another level. So like when you level up, the people around you level up. When you level up and you share in the chat, like we all level up together. It's not a competition. It's like we all rise together, which is lovely. I love sharing these vibrations and all these light codes with you. I really just recognize that I didn't want to just be a teacher. I wanted to really share just more of myself and my creative side, but just kind of find ways to bring them all together. And so I'm still working on that. That's still a work in progress. But I find that the more I show up authentically, the more my soul is happy, the more connected I get to God, to the God of my understanding. I think through this entire threshold moment, my connection to God, source, universe has become so in every breath, in every breath. And as long as I have that, like everything can fall away. Everything could be taken once you have that like divine connection to the source of your understanding, the universe, all there is. But yeah, so that video is going to post tomorrow. It's called Thresholds and Scorpio Season. So I talk about threshold moments, and then we talk about some key dates of Scorpio season as well. So that will post tomorrow at 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I love posting them early so that everybody from around the globe can get to them whenever they'd like. And what else? Membership groups all have all signs readings. All 3 tiers of my membership groups have all signs reading for Scorpio season, those deep dives. I have coupon codes to 2 of the membership groups for 10% off, the paradigm shift and the reading room. Reading room, you receive 2 readings, the all signs reading, as well as the tarot and oracle. The paradigm shift also includes everything from the reading room, also includes the full moon channeling and healing. And as always, my divine sovereign room is available. We have 2 monthly coaching calls. I do a bunch of deep dives every single month, just kind of talking about like all different things, extras and gifts. And there's so much oomph in there. So please explore memberships. You're always invited into those spaces. I love seeing members here. I love this space on YouTube as well. So never feel as though you're obliged. I will always have YouTube. I will always show up for you here on YouTube. So I love you so much. Thank you for spending the time with me and for taking the time on this beautiful Monday. I don't know if it's raining where you are. The rain stopped, I think, but it is in Massachusetts. So I love you so dearly, and I really appreciate every single one of you just taking the time and for being here and for just being the most authentic versions of yourselves. I love how you show up. I love the way that you really honor what you're in fully, and just my heart sees you, and I'm so, so grateful. So happy new moon. Happy Scorpio season to you. I love you. I'm always here. Please send me an email or send me a message or join the membership groups, whatever is best for you. But just know that from my heart to yours, I love you. See you next week. I appreciate you as well so, so much. So much.